Welcome to Keepin' It Real, your go-to radio show for fresh insights and vibrant introductions. Get ready to dive into a world where we offer you the latest in real estate wisdom and the juiciest community tidbits. From expert advice courtesy of top realtors to opportunities to give back through local charities, we've got you covered. Plus, we'll shine a spotlight on the young athletes driving our local sports scene and uncover the buzzworthy happenings both in town and beyond. Stay tuned for a jam-packed hour of enlightenment and entertainment right here on Keepin' It Real.
What's in a name? Everything. Long Realty has been a cornerstone of Southern Arizona's real estate market for nearly 100 years. Our name is our bond, and our agents are our strength. Trust in the name that stands for experience and expertise. Visit longrealty.com or call 520-459-4993 to connect with an agent today. Long Realty. Smart move.
All right, good morning. Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome to Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell, and I'm your host, and this is Keepin' It Real brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios, and we're right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard, here to help you with all your real estate needs. But today, we're going to be talking about food, and I've got a great guest in the studio today, and Rudy is with Cactus Kitchen. Welcome to the show, Rudy.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, so we want to get to know you. This is the first time on the show, so we want to get to know you and all about what you're doing here with Cactus Kitchen, and a little bit about who you were before you got into business. And so we'll kind of travel that journey of your background a little bit. So first, maybe tell me, how'd you get here in Sierra Vista and what brought you here? And maybe a little bit about your past.
Sure, I'd be happy to share that. So I first came here as a teenager.
Oh, wow, teenager.
So I've been like Sierra Vista, Benson.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been here for a long time. So.
Did you go to high school here? Or?
Not in Sierra Vista, but Benson and Tucson. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So were you born in Arizona then?
No, I'm actually from out of state. But
okay. So then you came in. Now, when you came down here to Sierra Vista, was it family member in the military or anything, or just came down here?
Loved Arizona. Apparently, my mom loved it so much, she wanted to move us all over here. So,
oh, we hear that all the time, right? Right. Lovely community, so it's awesome. We all love it here. A lot of us, I've moved all over the country and fell in love with this place, and we decided this would be kind of forever home for us, too. So we hear that all the time on the show. So tell me a little bit about your background, kind of drilling down there. So you came to Sierra Vista, obviously, as a teenager, and so you're very familiar with town. Must have been different back then, though.
Oh, yeah. It was a lot smaller back then.
Yeah, because I can remember, I think when I first really, I did some work down here in the government, and then I also did... I had a friend who lived here, and I remember out there in the Hereford area, I mean, it was pretty sparse. Even in town, there were certain areas that were obviously built up that were older than that, but a lot of the new housing wasn't there. And so it's changed a lot. Is that, what do you think about that? Is that for the better?
It's good if you're a new business and you're trying to do something different from everyone else that's offered here. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I've always had a passion for food. Yeah. And that's kind of the reason why I've started the restaurant. So,
well, first let's take a step back.
Sure.
So before this, you were actually a truck driver, right?
That's right. Yeah, I did over the road trucking. I did oversized, specialized freight, that sort of thing.
So what's that mean?
It takes like...
So oversized, is that like the doubles and stuff? Or
That's like the stuff that's really wide or tall.
Oh, okay.
And you need permits for and escorts, that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. You see those guys hogging up the road.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That was me.
It's always tough to get around those things sometimes.
It is. And it's frustrating for everyone. But,
yeah.
You got to follow special routes and weather conditions and times of day.
What was that like, too? It was probably tough. You're driving along. You got to kind of stick at a steady speed, and it seems like it's not very fast, so
right.
It must be kind of a slow roll and move.
It was extremely stressful.
Was it?
Yeah, that whole line of work was pretty difficult. Like, I've done all sorts of different kinds of trucks, though, so it wasn't just that. I've done like hauled sulfuric acid. I've done,
oh my gosh,
hauled lettuce and watermelons, like you name it, and I've probably hauled it. So.
Oh wow. So when you're dealing with the hazmat stuff, is that kind of nerve wracking?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's all actually equally the same to me.
Yeah. Hats off to you, because I couldn't imagine. I've got a pretty big, and this is nothing like this, but I'm about the same size as an 18-wheeler when you put my truck and my big trailer together. And so I've got this 46-foot trailer, and it's pretty terrifying sometimes coming down some of these steep grades, because some of these grades in different states are bananas. Oh, yeah. And I look at these truck drivers, and they're just cruising down these roads and everything. And you're just like, man, I tell you, or they're creeping up so slow that you're like, it must take like half the day to get up this mountain. And man, I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, like the Grapevine in California.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah. So when I was a new driver, the training, they didn't tell me about the engine brake, and I was on the Grapevine.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was pretty interesting.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
With 80,000 pounds going down,
Well,
hill.
That's the crazy thing. How do you deal? I got to ask you, because that's the one thing that's I guess frustrating to me when I'm driving the big truck and trailer, and we're going somewhere. I'll leave a space in between us and the next vehicles, because I know I'm weighing 20,000 pounds unloaded, so I got to have some room there to breathe. And then somebody just jets right in. I see that happen with trucks too.
All the time. Yep. You'll
Yeah,
have people
super dangerous.
pass you on the right, and that's your blind spot, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to see on there, and that kind of stuff happens constantly. So
and
or
you
brake check you even.
Oh, brake check you. Yeah, because they're mad because of you being in there.
Or
You're
whatever.
slow, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I usually have a lot of patience with truck drivers, just because and I'll let them in sometimes, because I can see they're trying to get in, and people are just still going past them, even though their blinkers on, and they're trying and trying, and they can't get around it because there's a really slow, maybe heavy equipment or something on the back of another 18-wheeler, and so they're just really loaded down. But I can't believe some people just, they're cutting them off, they're not giving them any space, and then they're just really reducing the space between the vehicles and when they're in front of them. And I'm like, man, you're crazy.
Yeah, and that's just the driving part of it. Like, I went down a hill once, like someone's worst nightmare, and it was icy.
Oh, wow.
And there was a car broken down at the bottom, and this was a huge downgrade. So what do you do if there was nowhere to go? So
wow,
I had to figure something out.
Yeah.
And managed to avoid a collision.
Yeah.
But it was...
Yeah, it's terrifying. That's crazy. I can't even imagine. Hats off to you guys who do long haul trucking, because that is difficult. And I like I say, I'm a novice, and I've been driving truck and trailers for years and years and years, but I see myself as a real novice, and I look at you guys and I'm like, man, I couldn't imagine. Couldn't imagine.
The checks are big, but so is the work and the responsibility, right? Because you got everyone's safety in your hands. So
there's so much risk, even just loading, unloading, and all that thing.
That's actually what happened to me. Was I got in an accident, like I was securing freight, and something came down and hit me in the head. It was about 10,000 pounds.
10,000 pounds?
Yeah, and it knocked me out. And
wow.
I woke up and,
that could have killed you.
I'm surprised it didn't.
Wow.
So I was lucky. 6 surgeries, and 2 years later.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So that probably put you completely out of the business after that for a couple of years.
Surprisingly, I still have my CDL.
Do you really? Have you used it at all for
Not
a while?
Yet, no.
Yeah.
I wanted to go into something different. So,
yeah. Get away from that.
Yeah, that pretty much like shook some
that
sense
sealed the
into me.
deal.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding. Wow. The 10,000 pounds. Like, geez. Yeah, and I don't feel so bad. My dog knocked me down the stairs the other day. She's an old dog, and she's a big lab, and knocked me down the stairs. Makes my injuries look small. But, yeah, good grief, and a couple years recovery. Wow. Well, so that brought you into a new line of work, and I guess that kind of leads us to our next piece of the conversation, and that is that, you're kind of a home chef, a foodie kind of guy. What's that mean to you? And when did you start like doing that? I mean, was it young in your life, or was it?
I actually have a funny story for you on that one. It actually started when my mother was unfortunately not the best cook in the world, and she made biscuits.
Okay.
And we it was so bad that she would use them for street hockey. Like you can like,
that's awesome.
Throw it on the ground, it'll bounce, and it's still in its original form.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that actually was my inspiration.
A catalyst for you
to cook, to learn how to.
And how old were you there?
I think I must have been like 10.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was really young.
Real young. And so you started getting interested in cooking even back then. And what kind of progressed? Tell me about that. As your progression, it kind of got into being a young man and everything. What changed?
Well, I worked for like restaurants. I managed a few places, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And that kind of started it, but then it was always someone else owning it. But I once had a franchise, not in my name, but I was offered it because we made it the best numbers and the best store in the whole state.
What kind of food was that?
It was actually pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Little Caesars. So.
Oh wow. Huh.
Yeah.
I thought that would be more cookie cutter and everything, but there's
not really.
Not really.
It depends on how much passion you have with it, right? So
okay.
Like I took everything. I was only 17 when I was a first manager that was my first management job, and it taught me a lot. So.
Huh. And so you just played with ingredients, doing some of these different things. Did you do some cooking on the side too, as far as just at home,
yes,
kind of investing in yourself, I guess?
That's right.
Trying new things.
Yeah, always up for new things even now. So
yeah.
And truck driving actually helped me with that too, because I could go to different restaurants, try new things.
That's a good point.
I was always trying, I was thinking about doing a food review book later in life.
Oh, wow.
Like some kind of,
that's kind
best
of
places to eat, but because that's the foodie
man,
part
some
of
people,
it.
some people have made some big money doing that, right?
Absolutely.
In these last few years, it seems like that became very popular in the last 10 years or so, and some guys have made quite a name for themselves, just roaming around eating. And I always thought, can you believe that somebody could just make a life, and a really good one, out of just eating at different places? They're not even making it; they're just eating there,
Yeah,
and you're
that's
just
it.
like, wow.
Just leaving a review, basically.
The real talent is the guy who's putting all their heart and soul into the food, but this guy's just going around and tasting. Although they can be very entertaining, some of those guys. So
Absolutely.
well, let's take a quick break. We'll come hear from our sponsors and then come back. And when we come back, I kind of want to drill down a little bit into this foodie experience and stuff, and some of the different kinds of food that you've cooked and what your passion is really for. And then we're going to get really heavy into your restaurant and what you're doing now. So this is Keeping It Real, and I'm keeping it real with Rudy here from the Cactus Kitchen, and we are talking about food, and we'll be talking more after these brief messages.
In a town with heart and history, the Sherry Ethell Team is the key. Serving service that we agree for military law and retirees. Stress-free process you will see. Personal care is our guarantee. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team, we never halt. Real experts here to guide your way, making dreams come true every single day. Trusted team that knows just what to do. The Sherry Ethell Team, working for you. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team is your one and only call.
It's the Home Spotlight Series, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Lawn Realty, where home stories are told until they're sold.
Welcome to 434 Meadowood in Sierra Vista's Vista View Resort, a charming 2-bedroom, 2-bath home with office and den, offering 1,408 square feet of thoughtful updates and move-in ready comfort. Enjoy an open living layout with the kitchen, dining, and living space together, a spacious kitchen with Corian counters, double oven, and stainless appliances, plus updated tile floors and baths. You'll appreciate the newer HVAC system replaced in 2024 4 and a well-maintained flat roof for peace of mind. This premium lot backs to a green space for privacy, desert views, and a covered patio. Perfect for outdoor living. A block wall surrounds the yard and a 2-car garage at convenience. All this within Vista View Resorts, gated 55-plus community featuring clubhouse, heated pool and spa, pickleball trails, a dog park, and an active social calendar. Offered now at just $195,000.
Set up an appointment today. Buy and sell with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. We make success stories for a living.
All right, welcome back to Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell, and this is Keepin' It Real, brought to you by Sherry Ethell and the team right here at Long Realty Studios. You know, so I'm here with Rudy Baer from Cactus Kitchen, and we're talking about food. And he was telling us before the break, if you're just kind of tuning in, we were talking a little bit about the whole experience of, you know, truck driving. First of all, he was, you know, long haul trucking, and he was, you know, experiencing all these different kinds of foods. He's always been a foodie since, you know, way back when he was a young man. And then he did some managing of some other chains and restaurants and things like that, and experiencing different things. What kinds of foods are your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I would say probably Thai food and Indian food.
Oh, man, I love Indian food. I wish we had an Indian food. You need to open an Indian restaurant here. That's what we really need. So many of us have talked about that. I think that would be very popular. But tell us a little bit about, you know, kind of what are some of the things that you do? I know we talked about before the show. I was thinking you were going to say, well, I was in my garage and I was grilling. Tell us about the garage experience. What kinds of things might we see you if you had your garage door open and you were just out there chilling and cooking? You'd probably be not grilling, right?
That's right. I'd be on a giant walk.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, with a bunch of different bottles of, you know, seasonings and whatnot, and yeah, making like, say, pad kee mao, drunken noodle, like Thai food, because I got tired of not being able to have it.
How would you even get into that?
It's actually quite simple. You just kind of go on YouTube and see what the chefs do, and and just kind of.
Was it just because, hey, I really like this food, and so I want to learn how to make it, or was it that you had some influences from somebody, or?
It was mostly because I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool. That's definitely different, I got to admit. I mean, I was really, when you were talking about it and you leading up to it, I was thinking, oh, yeah, I can picture him out there grilling something up, and I'm thinking of that. And then all of a sudden you throw the wok, and I was like, what?
Oh, I've done that too. Like, I used to live in Canada, and I'd be out there in the wintertime on the barbecue making beef ribs, American style. Like,
really?
Yeah, like the snow's coming down, and, you know, you got the whatever that thing is with the headpiece and heavy coat, and I'm over here barbecuing.
Wow. Well, that's hardcore. So with that kind of said about your favorite food and everything, did you spend some time purposely exploring different kinds of foods just to try them out? You seem like somebody who's a little adventurous in your cooking.
Absolutely. Like, I've been to Vietnam, and I've had chicken feet. So yeah, like, that's pretty interesting. Or like some of the other dishes, I couldn't even describe.
Very exotic.
Exactly. Yeah. Extremely.
And so when you do that, I got to ask, you know, because you see on like, what was that show, like Fear Factor or something, you know, where they're eating all kinds of oddities and things like that. Is there some stuff that's just, different cultures, they're very accustomed to other things. Is there some stuff that we Americans would be like, oh man, I don't know? I imagine,
that's probably, would probably happen to most people, but I like to say, well, I've never tried it, so
really
try it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm that, I know my wife would be listening right now, and she'd say, no, he's not that guy. Cause I'm a little bit habitual. In fact, we've talked about on the radio so many times when we're talking about to restaurants and stuff, that I'm kind of like that guy who orders something and it's like, man, that's really good. I love that. And I go back to it. And then I get the menu. Some people even know me at some of these restaurants where they're like, you don't really want the menu. You're going to order the same thing. Yeah, and I'll get the menu and I'll be like looking it over, and then I go back to the same thing because I'm kind of a little stuck in that rut. But I do like about 1,000 things. You know, there's like a lot of different things that I really like. But there are most of them variations of meat and potatoes, you know, kind of thing. But But I do love some of the other restaurants. You know, you were talking about that influence, that Asian influence, and Indochine and stuff. I'm a big fan of them. I had them on the show many times. I have Tony on the show. Nice. And I think you're friends with Tony too, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting when we have similar likes that kind of attracts us, and we have opportunities to cross paths and learn about each other and get advice and stuff. Now, I kind of want to dig down into for a moment into your actual Cactus Kitchen. I want to talk about that in detail. Tell us a little bit about, first of all, tell us where it's at.
Okay, most people say Ginger's Auto Type. Most people are familiar with that location.
Yeah, Ginger's Auto Type
over there.
Yeah, the mall.
It's right in the front, facing the old Pizza Hut and like Summit Fitness, UPS store.
Okay, over by the insurance company.
That's
and all
right.
that.
Yeah, that weird parking lot. That's where we're located.
So you're right there, which is kind of a little tough to see from the road if you're just not paying attention, because there's a lot of little businesses, right?
Yeah, the windows are heavily tinted too, so that doesn't help. But I promise you, we're open.
So don't use that as a signal to yourself whether it's closed or not. Okay,
right.
Gotcha. So they're super tinted, everybody. So that doesn't mean he's closed. What are your hours?
Well, currently we have 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday, Friday and Saturday 8 to 8, and then we're closed on Sundays.
Okay, very nice. Now, what kinds of food do you serve there at Cactus Kitchen?
We serve an interesting variety of like healthy food. So that's actually the primary focus of the whole restaurant, is offering, you know,
a healthy option
to Sierra Vista that does like DoorDash and delivery and that sort of thing. It's, you know, like from scratch, like salads. We have like Italian panini sandwiches. We have breakfast sandwiches. We have New York bagels that are actually shipped from New Jersey, like 6 ounce. They're huge.
They're big.
Yeah, we have like a smoked salmon bagel with capers, and
that sounds good.
Oh yeah, that's a popular chicken panini pesto. That's a good one. Prosciutto and brie. Like, we handcraft every sandwich. Nothing is, you know, it takes time to make everything. We have like fresh juices from fruits.
So made there from scratch?
Made on site. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's right. And like smoothies.
Okay.
Vietnamese coffee. We have like teas.
Okay.
And soups as well. So.
Okay. So you got a variety of different things. And you mentioned your hours, 8 a.m. to like 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 8 to 8 on Friday and Saturday. So you serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner then?
That's correct. Yes.
So, and there's no, you can have anything it's an open menu, isn't it?
That's right.
So I kind of want to get down to on your menu selection. How did you decide this is what it's going to be? How'd you go about that?
It was mostly because I used to be a DoorDasher too before I opened the restaurant. And it just got so tiring just having the same thing. Yeah. So I wanted to really broaden that out and expand the healthy options. Like, okay,
there aren't many of them, right?
No, not currently.
Not a knock on any restaurant here in town.
That's
We've
right.
got some fabulous, fantastic restaurants and stuff, but a lot of menu items, you know, they're delicious and tasty, and you'll probably find me at some of them. But
me too.
But they're maybe not as healthy options. So you got to kind of balance that up with some healthy stuff every once in a while too.
Right, because as we age too, it's harder to take care of ourselves, and this gives us options to actually start looking at that sort of thing.
That's great. That's great.
We're trying to later focus on an additional menu for like gluten-free or diabetic people as well. Haven't quite figured it out yet, but it's in the process.
You know who you should get to go see is, actually, we've had them on the show several times, and they'd probably love to talk to you and maybe work out some kind of a deal. Throwing this out right over the radio, but that is the Sierra Vista Food Co-op. And I don't know if you've gone there before.
A couple times,
yeah.
yeah.
So those folks are fabulous. They're fantastic. We've talked to them many times. They love health stuff, and maybe there's an opportunity for you to teach a class, because they do a few classes over there. And
there
stuff.
You go.
Might be something neat to partner up on. Get that holistic kind of view thing. We actually talked to them at the beginning of the year on the radio about just New Year's resolutions and how to be able to keep them kind of in that healthy perspective, right?
It's tough. It really is.
It is.
Especially, we work so much as Americans, and it's so easy to just go and just forget about what to eat.
Well, I'm definitely going to start looking you up because so now if I was working and everything, you could actually get delivery and have them bring it to me, right? I could use DoorDash or wherever.
That's right. We also have a website that you can order from as well, and it's supposed to be cheaper. So
okay. Well, that's good. And that brings up a great point. So if I wanted to know more information, do you have a Facebook? Do you have a website? Do you have anything there?
Yes, we have Facebook. It's under Cactus Kitchen.
Okay.
We have a website. It's thecactuskitchen.me. And I'm still working on our Instagram right now to get that going so we can start getting some short videos and things like that and get the word out.
Very cool. No, really, really neat stuff. And as far as, when did you open?
We've only been open for about a month and a week, so we're pretty new.
You're brand new.
Yeah.
You're really, really brand new. So you're just kind of starting, just testing the waters, working out your menu. How long did it take you to get your menu together? What goes through your mind for that? That must be kind of a challenge to start. You bought this business, right, from somebody. What did it used to be?
It used to be a coffee shop, Razzlecast, and then I bought it and transformed it into something else.
Okay. So you're really starting from scratch, and you're kind of thinking about what your menu is. How long did that take you to kind of come up with that?
Months.
Really?
It took months, yeah, to really come up with something like, what about this? What about that? And then you got the test phase of trying things out, and yes.
Who do you bring in for that kind of stuff? Do you bring in your friends to test stuff, or what do you do?
We actually haven't gotten that far yet, but the reviews are raving.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're already up and running, and already things are going well, and getting positive feedback.
That's right. It's a little bit of negative, but if I see any negative, we try to correct it and learn, because this is my first business.
Your first business?
That's right.
That's yours.
That's
wow.
Right. Never took a business course or anything. And
that is a deep dive.
Yeah.
Especially in the restaurant business, because we all know that's
it's a hard,
tough one.
Yeah.
It's volatile.
Definitely.
It's difficult. We've had a number of people here. This community is probably ideal for you, though, because we found that a lot of people here, there's a few veterans who, like Tony Pham and others, who have figured it out. They've figured out what it takes to be here a long time. And that's kind of a difficult task in the restaurant business. But once you figure out your community and you get to know your community and what they're really looking for, and what they need served, you can really go a long ways. So super cool. Wow, that's a big endeavor to just, was it nerve-wracking a little bit? Just trying to think about, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to jump in.
Not initially.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah. So initially you were all in, and then it's kind of a little bit scary once it starts happening.
Once you start trying to learn a POS system from scratch, or social media, or advertising or lack of, or what have you. Yeah, it's.
Well, let's talk about some of those challenges after we break for a couple of minutes. I appreciate the insight into that. I really want to learn more about those challenges that go into starting a new business, and because I never thought about that, like the point of sale system. That might not be your thing ever, and now all of a sudden you have to learn it from scratch.
That's right.
And you've got all these things. It's hard enough just you got to get your business license and all these other things going on.
That's another one, yeah.
But you got to learn this stuff, and there's so many facets of starting a business. Wow.
So many.
Wow. All right, Rudy, we appreciate you. We're going to come right back, folks.
Thank you.
Keeping it real with Rudy Baer from Cactus Kitchen right here in our own little community. We'll be right back, and right after these messages.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Sherry's amazing team brings honesty, expertise, and a deep understanding of the local market. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned homeowner, they're committed to your peace of mind and handle every detail for you. Their approach? personalized service. Above and beyond transactional real estate, building lifelong relationships, nationwide connections, local expertise. There's a reason this team is amongst the top realtors in Arizona and across the nation. You owe it to yourself to call or visit the Sherry Ethell Team, the top team at Long Realty, behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more info. Real integrity, real results.
It's the Home Spotlight Series, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, where home stories are told until they're sold.
Views, views, and more views. Welcome to 6321 Red Oak Circle in Hereford's King Ranch subdivision, a stunning 4-bedroom, 3-bath custom home on 3 acres. This home delivers unobstructed 360-degree mountain and valley views. Step inside to find a formal living and dining area with a wall of patio doors, wood-look tile floors, plantation shutters, and a huge open kitchen with an island that flows into the family room with a real wood burning fireplace. The master suite offers patio access and a massive closet, while 3 additional bedrooms and 2 baths complete the split floor plan. Outdoors, enjoy a landscape backyard with grass, trees, and garden space, 3-car garage, and an incredible 22 by 40-foot RV garage with a workshop area. This property has it all. 6321 Red Oak Circle, offered at $799,900.
Set up an appointment today. Buy and sell with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. We make success stories for a living. All right, welcome back to Keepin' It Real, brought to you by Sherry Ethell and Long Realty Studios right here behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. I'm Dion Ethell, and I'm sitting here with Rudy Baer with Cactus Kitchen, and we're talking about cooking. A longtime foodie, used to be a truck driver, and then he got this wild hair to jump into business for himself. Never has done that before, but he's already succeeding in our little community, and it's really cool. We love local business, by the way, Rudy.
Absolutely, and I appreciate everyone that's supported our future to try to support as well. We really appreciate that.
No, we absolutely do. I think it's important. Nothing against box stores and everything. They're great and sometimes needed, but and those chain restaurants, we all frequent them from time to time, but it's always great to see a local business kind of rise up and flourish, and it has such a personal touch, I think. When you get to talk to the owner, at the restaurant.
Yeah, definitely need to come in and take a look at the mural.
Yeah,
so
you got a mural inside?
That's right.
Okay. And what's it depicting? Is it
the desert, actually?
The desert,
Sierra
so it's
Vista
local.
Landscape. Yeah, local landscape.
Okay. Did you have a local artist make it, or?
Yes, I did. Yeah. That's
okay.
Right.
Wow, that's really cool. We love that stuff. We'll definitely have to come by and take a peek at that mural. So tell us. When we took the break, we were talking about the challenges of starting up, because we talked about point of sale system and everything, and you're like, oh my gosh, now I got to learn that thing, and then you got to get licenses, and you got to open the store, you got a lease to deal with, you got all kinds of nuances, you got employees and pay. And everybody's expecting to get paid on a certain day, and you've got tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So was that a challenge? Was that hard?
It still is a challenge.
It still is a challenge.
I'm definitely still learning everything, and I need to be quicker about it. So
is it like drinking from a fire hose? There's just so much to learn.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I think about it day and night, every day. And that's it.
What are your hours like for yourself? Just because of, it started so many months before you even open, and then you go through all this process. Even now that you are open, it must be even more taxing on you personally, because you just got so much stuff going on.
That's right, because I'm also trying to get my personal money up too. So
yeah,
and I'm not getting anything right now with the business. So
that's how it goes in the beginning, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm working 14 to 15 hours every day, no days off. That's it.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
Yeah. This is life.
That's right.
Welcome to business, right? Oh my gosh. Wow. That's tough. That's super tough. Well, so you've started this business, you got it running, and you've got a few employees. Are they enjoying the work there? What's that like?
They love it, and they're extremely loyal and dedicated. So, and they want to be a part of the experience, because, I want to try to just do something more than just offer a job. Down the road, if this really takes off, I'd like to offer them like bigger opportunities with business.
Oh, that's cool. Well, that's really neat. And I think that speaks volumes to, the kind of person you are, and that will help in the success of your business, I think. Because I know that in talking to all my friends who work in the industry or have a restaurant or a bar or something, employees, that's a challenge, especially these days because, after COVID, things kind of changed, dynamics changed, wages, shot up, every expense that you can imagine shot up. And so it's just tougher on the small business owner, and the employee situation is tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to keep that labor down, and you can only do so much. So yeah. So I'm over there sometimes I'll be the one making your sandwich or running the register or doing a store run or whatever it takes.
That's how it begins. A very long time ago when I was in college, I actually had my own steam cleaning business, and I did the hood and vent systems. That's what my job was. And it was a really good paying job for a young guy going to college, and it was oftentimes at night, so I was able to go to school during the day and everything. But I learned a lot from these business owners who were just like you. And you guys were the ones who were really inspiring, I guess, because like I met this one gal, she was Vietnamese also, and she had a little restaurant. And she had bought it from like a family member, an uncle or something like that. And so she's trying to make ends meet. She's sleeping at the restaurant in a little attic space with a radio that has like no face to it. It's just an instrument panel, That's how tough it is. And she's just every minute of every day, like you said, is soaked into the business trying to make it work. And I remember many years later, when I sold my business, by that time, and she had been a longtime client through the whole time. She was one of my first clients, and
that's awesome.
And she actually owned 2 restaurants by that time, and was driving a very nice car, and had employees doing that, and she wasn't living at the restaurant anymore.
That's awesome.
So that hard work, that dedication, that drive, that mental acuity, and just the real work ethic to pour yourself into that for something you have a passion in it will pay dividends at some point.
Absolutely. And it's hard to keep up with the technological changes. Like we actually have something that's a 3D holographic fan.
Oh, yeah?
You can actually program it and put images on there and things like that.
Oh, wow.
People love it. So
yeah.
Oh
wow, that's
try to get
cool.
people to come check it out, and eventually I'll get around to learning how to program it and putting some of our pictures of food and whatnot up there.
Well, and that kind of speaks to the whole marketing thing, right? It's a tough business, especially in small communities like this, because like we were discussing before the show, you kind of have to be top of mind everywhere. People have to see you in more than one place. If you only get seen in one place, if you're only in the newspaper, then you only get seen by that distribution of people. And if you're only over here at the grocery store on the shopping cart, or you're somewhere else, you only get seen by those people. So you kind of have to like mix and mingle. It's so tough in the beginning.
It is
super hard, isn't it?
It's so hard trying to do exactly that more.
Yeah,
I need to do a lot more of that.
Well, it's like this. It's radio shows. It's Facebook, lives. It's going over to the radio guys over at CoolFM and doing an interview, or it's going out and handing out flyers.
Absolutely. So you'll probably catch me in a couple of days doing that. To be honest with you,
really? Yeah. Well, it's something you have to do. I see every business out there starting, to do that because it's a struggle, right? Every day is a little bit of a struggle to make it, and you have to kind of get over that hump. And the people who have been here a long time, they kind of have figured out what it takes to be here a long time. What have you discovered already from your experiences of what it takes to kind of make it happen for a business? What have you seen?
Well, I think it depends on what kind of business you have. But as far as the restaurant goes, it's all about labor.
Yeah.
Yeah, labor and food costs. So
yeah,
and trying to keep that down, but without sacrificing quality or consistency.
Yeah, somebody else mentioned that from a restaurant's perspective. Quality and consistency was a thing for them as well. That if you can't deliver consistently a great meal every time and a great experience, good staff, that good experience for not just the food piece of it, but also, the ordering, the
customer service. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a big thing. So
like when you go to a restaurant, you want to be treated well. You want to feel special. You don't want to just feel like a number. So,
that's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point, right? Yeah. I oftentimes we take that for granted when we go into a restaurant, but deep down inside, we want that.
Absolutely.
We all want that. For me, and it's different for every person as to what that kind of translates into. For like me, when I come into a restaurant, I'm kind of a soda-holic, so I drink Coca-Cola and I don't know, bad habit, but when I'm in a restaurant, that's when I'll drink it. A lot of it, and I maybe drink 3 or 4 Cokes, sitting at the table.
Sounds like me.
But if they're not, like refilling you, and you're like looking for your waiter, your waitress or something, you're kind of like
you might not
down.
come back.
Yeah, it might be the difference between coming back. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating, and you want to give people tips and everything, and I know so much of that is expected, but you hear all the time, and you see it on the forums all the time about. Well, why should I pay, 20% or 22% that people are asking now if, I'm not getting a refill on my soda or I'm not getting, the food that I wanted or whatever, or experience that I'm looking for. So that's tough on the staff too.
Absolutely. In fact, I had my own nightmare with dealing with tips. Like I had to turn off credit card tipping because it was coming straight out of the business, and so now we just do cash because it's easier for the employees, and there's it was such an expense. It ended up racking up to like $1,200.
Yeah. Wow.
In less than a month, and I'm like, oh. So that came right out.
Something new to learn, right?
That was a huge learning and a costly learning
especially in the beginning, right? Because you're really starting off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love my staff. They're great people, and they work. They work
hard,
really,
right?
really hard, and eventually it'll all pay off down the road. But I really appreciate them, and I know they appreciate me as well in return. So
in the beginning, everybody's sacrificing, right?
That's right.
To make it happen, and then hopefully you get to the dream where you've made it, you overcome it, you meet the.
That's it, and I'm hoping next month that we're going to do our grand opening next month, so that's going to be the big one.
Okay, what's that going to look like? What are you doing there for your grand opening?
Oh, that's a secret right now.
Secret. All right, people. Here's a secret. Maybe we'll get an opportunity to talk about it again as it gets closer and unveil that, unwrap that.
I'll give you little puzzle pieces on Facebook if you want to look at.
There you go. So go to his Facebook, and what's your Facebook again? What do they look up?
It's the Cactus Kitchen.
Yeah,
just Cactus Kitchen.
Cactus Kitchen. Right. Mm-hmm. Super easy to remember. So so you can go there and kind of hear what the big unveil and I kind of know a little bit about it, so I'm just telling you that it's pretty good. So you definitely got to keep tabs on that because you'll want to come to it. Well, let's take a quick break. We'll take a quick break, come right back to it, kind of wrap up our show because I want to talk a little bit again about your menu and kind of discuss that a little bit, and then talk about the future and what you see in your business here.
Sounds great.
All right, we'll be right back, folks, with Keepin' It Real, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios. We'll be right back.
We're the real wayfinders, the trailblazers, the go-getters. In a town where the desert wakes before dawn, we don't just talk, we make things happen. And when we speak, it's real, it's genuine, and it's worth hearing. Tune in every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on Cool 104.1 FM. Join the Sherry Ethell Team for Keepin' It Real, where top realtors, local heroes, and the heartbeat of our community come together. Raw, authentic conversations, expert market insights, and the best local events you can't afford to miss. Keepin' It Real, celebrating our community. Bold, genuine, one of a kind.
Tax time is here, but before you spend your refund, consider real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. It's a great way to move from renter to homeowner and on the road to building wealth.
Hi, I'm Sherry Ethell, Realtor and Team CEO of the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. Think of me as your guide to all things real estate. I tailor my approach to your needs and, most importantly, your goals. It's time to come see me and get a plan for your success.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Visit Sherry at Long Realty behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more information. Real integrity, real results.
All right, we're back with Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell, and I am your host, and this is the Sherry Ethell Team Long Realty Studios show, Keepin' It Real, and we're right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard, and we're here talking with Rudy Baer from Cactus Kitchen, and we're discussing his business. First thing I want to do is just, if somebody's hasn't been catching up to the show here yet, they just got in their car and they're driving along and everything, I want to make sure that they can find you. They can find you on Facebook. You're going to be on Instagram, or are you on Instagram already?
I'm working on.
You're working on Instagram, yeah. Mm-hmm. And you have a website. So maybe you can kind of steer us into those first.
Sure. So our Facebook is Cactus Kitchen. The website is thecactuskitchen.me. So M as in Mike, E as in Echo.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can actually order off that as well for delivery.
Oh, wow.
Takeout. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you order it off the delivery, who brings that to you?
That's actually like contracted to Uber Eats
somebody
and Grubhub and all those other delivery,
okay.
DoorDash, all those guys.
Okay, cool. Well, that's awesome. Because that's my worst thing, honestly. Realtors, and I'm sure there's tons of them listening right now, and you're just, you know what it's like. You're so busy all the time, and you never know when the next thing is going to happen. So oftentimes we don't eat, and that's a bad thing, bad habit to get into. It's not healthy, and to be able to get some healthy food delivered to you, that'd
Absolutely.
be awesome. Okay, well, I'll be looking you up real soon. So we definitely want to do that. As far as your menu items and everything, kind of describe again for people who are just kind of tuning in, what kinds of things you serve.
Sure. So we have from scratch salads. We have like in-house salad dressings. So like the mustard,
ones you made?
Balsamic. Yeah, that's
wow.
right. That's right.
Okay, that's very cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
We got the panini sandwiches, like the chicken pesto or the Italian or the prosciutto and brie. The smoked salmon with capers. It's really good. We also have breakfast paninis.
And these bagels that you're talking about too, they're not like your average bagel.
No, this isn't your local kind of bagel. These are actually shipped straight from New Jersey. But they're 6-ounce New York bagels, and they take like 2 days to get here, and people love them. So
wow.
I might even try to sell them on the side later for the restaurant and just be like, hey, what can we get you today? But we have like plain everything and onion bagels currently.
I bet that would be popular if you did sell those things too.
Oh, they smell wonderful.
And I think once people figure out what you got there going, I know like even our office, oftentimes people will be like, ask the folks who are coming out from Tucson, either teaching class or visiting or whatever, from the home office, they'll like bring some bagels, and but that wouldn't touch your bagels if they're this big and that kind of specialty.
They're very good. Yeah, absolutely. Like right. I even had like distributors and suppliers try to be like, well, why don't you try ours? I'm like, no, it's not the same.
Not the same.
Because that's from a foodie perspective, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
You're trying to deliver something special.
That's right. And that's where I want to do something really special with the restaurant, is go above and beyond just what we have and make it better.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I love that. So, and we're going to have to bring some of those to the office and introduce them to everybody here for sure. So you've got these healthy options, and I think that's what we talked about before mainly, is this is a healthy option. We have a lot of opportunities to eat in this town, but there's different kinds of things for different people, but this is kind of your healthy option, and we're all talking New Year's resolutions and trying to get back to the gym, and great time.
Yeah, the weather's changing, and people want something that's cold, or they want something that's healthy, like fresh juice. Like we do that in the store every morning, and we make that for our customers, and they just come in and order them, and we make them on site.
Wow,
at the time. So
very cool.
We also do like smoothies and like just a bunch of like fruits and vegetables. We go through so much.
Yeah.
So
I
much
bet that's
produce.
got to be a little bit of a challenge too,
It
just
is.
making sure that you have all the fruit and produce and stuff that
Absolutely.
that used for all that.
We do have desserts though for those that have a sweet tooth. But yeah,
okay.
and the sodas, and we have Vietnamese iced coffee. We have the coffee milkshake. That's really popular.
Coffee milkshake.
Oh yeah, gotta try that out.
Oh, really?
And we also have like your green teas as well, the flavored different green
So
teas.
a lot of options.
Absolutely,
Really a lot of
I think
options.
a total of like 86 different items. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the Cactus Kitchen, everybody. And so if you're just tuning in, you definitely got to come take a look at this. It's down in that same little mini mall that you find. What are some of the businesses there?
the most recognized one seems to be Ginger's Auto Title, but it's in the front of the complex, facing Fry Boulevard, right next to Cochise Locksmith and Liberty Tax.
Okay.
Right in the middle.
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. We're aware. You always see it during tax time, somebody standing out there with the Statue of
I'll be
Liberty.
there waiting too, so I'm not looking forward to it, but I'll be there.
Yeah, you'll be out there waving at people. All right, and I think you had said that you're going to maybe put a little feather or something out there.
That's right.
Feather
We're getting one put up tomorrow on the lawn so people know we're here. So
Okay, so look for that, and don't be surprised when you see the dark tinted windows because they are just tinted. They're not lights off, so they're still open. So don't use that as the judgment call whether or not you're going to come in.
yeah, please don't be intimidated by that.
Yeah, that's always important. Well, I definitely think you got a great thing going. It sounds like you've done everything right to set yourself up for success in the beginning, and you've come a long ways from a home chef and foodie to owning your own restaurant. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. It's a huge jump, and we love that you're like we said, small business trying to make it work here in our little community to add a new flavor.
Yeah, actually, I forgot to mention, but I'm also trying to provide our troops with a chance to, have a better option as well, because it's hard, and then they got to work it really hard to burn all that off. So,
Yeah.
just to try to get something that's unique.
So come down and experience something unique then. All right.
Absolutely. you
Okay.
guys.
Something unique and healthy and keep your body going. I know, I got a couple of nephews who are in the military right now, and they're really into the working out and bodybuilding and getting fit. And some of them have been doing tours, over in the Middle East and whatnot, and some of those theaters. And so it's important for safety, and everything to keep fit and keep ready. We have a lot of first responders and
we do provide
our
a
locals.
military and first responder discount of 15%.
Wow, that's a big discount.
It's pretty huge.
That's substantial, and that's awesome. So you heard it right here, 15% off at the Cactus Kitchen if you're military or first responder, and so that's really, really cool that you're doing that and giving that back. Again, your guys are open, and correct me if I'm wrong, 8 to 4 on Monday through Thursday, and 8 to 8 on Friday, Saturday, closed on Sunday, right?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay. And the closed on Sunday thing, what was your commitment there?
We used to do a 7 to 7 Monday through Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I think it got too much for us.
It's killer, yeah.
Yeah, but eventually we might reevaluate that later. But I need some more time to really know what people want and when they want it.
Well, there you heard it. You can come down and talk to them. And you don't get that opportunity in every place, to be able to go down and actually meet the owner, talk to the owner, and tell them, hey, if you guys did this would be killer. Or if you offered those awesome bagels, where I could take home, half dozen of them or something, how could I order that? You never know. Those might kick off.
Yeah,
so.
we'd like to look into some catering, too, down the road.
Oh, yeah, catering. Mm-hmm. Catering would be outstanding. So, again, anything to add, anything that you want to throw out there, upcoming stuff other than your kind of secret unveiling of your grand opening?
Yeah, we just unveiled a customer loyalty program that should be up and running tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
So that should
already
help. Yeah,
Gosh.
Already. That's right.
You're on it.
I try not to waste any time.
Yeah.
And I'm also... and we're trying to work out some different kind of combo meals too for people as well.
So before we go, I just got to ask, so is there plans to just like, I love this menu and I'm going to stick with it forever, or are you going to kind of shape it as you go based on what the needs and desires are?
That's exactly it. I'm going to shape it onto what the community wants.
Yeah.
And I'm open
Experiment
for
a little bit.
That's right. Like the breakfast sandwich on our menu just says bacon, but I added sausage as an option, and we have homemade garlic aioli and with some of that extra, it's really good. You should try it.
I can tell by his face that because he's definitely a foodie guy, and so he's making that face like it's delicious.
I eat one right now.
Yeah, you're making me hungry. All right, well, thanks, Rudy. I really appreciate you coming in today and talking about your restaurant, and I hope you do a ton of business here. Everybody go down and visit the Cactus Kitchen, especially you military guys and first responders and all you health nuts. This is a great healthy choice, healthy option, and some wonderful food items here. But great fun to go experiment and, try a new place. I know new places, once everybody finds you, be careful what you ask for, because then everybody's all over it.
Well,
and
that means I can
there's
get more
lines.
staff, and I'm all down for that. I'll do the best. Yeah, we're definitely learning as we go, and we'll try to keep it up on the demand.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Rudy. I appreciate you, and I hope you'll come back and maybe tell us a little more about your restaurant and how you're doing and how it's all coming together, and especially if you get any new items or anything that's coming new.
And if I'm not at the restaurant, you might catch me sometime at my house cooking on a walk or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
crazy. I told him, I said, man, you got to get that on YouTube or something, because that is unusual. I would have not expected that. So I think that'd be fun.
Awesome.
Get it on some reels.
I'll make sure I save some for you.
All right. Awesome. I love it. All right. Again, this is Cactus Kitchen, Rudy Baer, owner, operator, and just a wonderful discussion about healthy options and food in our little community, and just talking about some very unique items that he has. It's a little bit different than the rest. So go down and check that out.
We have a website. It's thecactuskitchen.me.
Tell us where it's at.
Okay, most people say Ginger's Auto Type. Most people are familiar with that location.
Yeah, Ginger's Auto
mall
Type
over there.
Yeah, the mall.
It's right in the front, facing the old Pizza Hut and like Summit Fitness, UPS store. Sounds great.
Well, thanks, Rudy. I appreciate you. Folks, we'll be right back after these brief messages, but this is the Sherry Ethell Team, Long Realty Studios, keeping it real. Be right back.
That brings us to the end of another Keepin' It Real radio show, and we just want to say a big thank you for letting us be a small part of your weekend. Whether you're a longtime listener or just caught us for the first time today, we're so glad you're here. Got something you'd love us to talk about? Maybe a local story, a cool event, maybe a guest idea. Maybe you're related to or know someone who has an interesting story, profession, or past. We would love to hear from you, so drop it in our Keepin' It Real suggestion box at Long Realty. We're located just behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. Or if it's easier, you can email me directly at sherry@sherryethelteam.com or call me or text me at 717-599-2439. This is your show, and it's all about our community, our connections, and the what's up of Cochise County, and as always, keeping things real. And your voice will help shape what we do next. We'll see you next Saturday from 7 to 8 a.m. right here on 104.1 Cool FM, making radio cool again.
Stay safe and stay cool, Cochise County, and keep it real.
In a town with heart and history, the Sherry Ethell Team is the key. Serving service that we agree. For military law and retirees. Stress-free process you will see. Personal care is our guarantee. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team, we never halt. Real experts here to guide your way, making dreams come true every single day. Trusted team that knows just what to do. The Sherry Ethell Team, working for you. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team is your one and only call.
What's in a name? Everything. Long Realty has been a cornerstone of Southern Arizona's real estate market for nearly 100 years. Our name is our bond, and our agents are our strength. Trust in the name that stands for experience and expertise. Visit longrealty.com or call 520-459-4993 to connect with an agent today. Long Realty. Smart move.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Keepin' It Real radio show. Join us next Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. for more engaging interviews with top realtors and industry leaders, keeping you informed about the latest trends in real estate. Stay connected with us as we bring you updates on the dynamic events shaping our vibrant community. From exciting local happenings to noteworthy charities and causes, we've got you covered. See you next week for another edition of Keepin' It Real.